Hobart School of Welding Technology presents Training in Oxy-Acetylene Welding, Cutting, and Brazing. Topic number 30, Job Practice. Square groove weld, butt joint, flat and vertical position. The objective of this job practice is to be able to produce quality single square groove butt joint welds on thin gauge plate in the flat and vertical positions. The finished welds should be even and slightly convex and be about 3/32 to 1/8 inch wide. The backside should show full penetration and have a slight reinforcement. The weld symbol for both positions appears as follows. On the arrow side, deposit a full penetration single square groove weld with a convex face into a joint prepared with a 1/16 inch root opening. Material: 16 gauge mild steel. Filler metal, 1/16 inch diameter RG45. Equipment: oxygen and acetylene supply and equipment. Protective clothing, gloves, and goggles. Striker and pliers. Tip orifice size number 65. Tip cleaner number 65. Gas pressures: oxygen 4 psi, acetylene 4 psi. Flame neutral. The workpiece used for both welding positions is made from two mild steel plates, 1/16 inch thick, tack welded together in 3 places with a 1/16 to 3/32 inch root opening. 2 tack welds, each 1/4 inch long, are placed to join both ends. A third, smaller tack weld is deposited in the center of the joint to prevent the root from closing up. When adding the small tack weld, be sure to form a keyhole to ensure complete penetration. Place the workpiece on 2 fire bricks for flat position welding and position the torch with a 90-degree work angle and a 35 to 40-degree push travel angle, about 1/8 inch back on the tack weld. Hold the filler rod over the joint, angled opposite the torch. Form the keyhole and add filler metal to the leading edge of the puddle, penetrating the root and forming a bead about 1/8 inch wide. Make sure that the weld penetrates to the root at the tack welds. The finished weld should be even, slightly convex, and about 1/8 inch wide. It should completely penetrate the root to form a slight reinforcement. Allowing the keyhole to become too large will cause too much reinforcement on the back side. The face of the weld will be uneven. Moving too fast or using too small a root opening will prevent the weld from fully penetrating the joint. The small root can arise from distortion forces that occur if the center tack weld is not added. Now, prepare the same kind of workpiece for welding in the vertical position, welding a small tab on one side to allow clamping. Clamp the workpiece at a convenient height with the joint vertical. Position the torch just behind the top end of the lower tack weld with a 90-degree work angle and a 20 to 30-degree push travel angle. Hold the filler rod from above in line with the joint and angled outward 20 to 30 degrees. Form the keyhole and add filler metal to the leading edge of the puddle. Touch it well back into the joint in order to fill the root to the back of the tack weld. Move upwards in a steady manner, adding filler metal as needed to fill the joint. As you cross the middle tack weld, be sure to eliminate any cavities on the root side. balance the rate of travel and filler metal addition to produce a bead about 1/8 inch wide. The finished weld should be even, fuse well at the edges, and penetrate to the root. Both sides of the weld should be slightly convex. If you form too large a keyhole and add too much filler metal, the bead will be wide and highly convex. Check your tip size, gas pressure, or the torch angles. Traveling too slowly will also cause this problem. Welding thin gauge metal can be challenging. Keep 3 points in mind for producing quality results: proper joint preparation, correct flame adjustment, and proper welding technique. Inspect the welds and continue practice.